They are among us. They are here and will take us over. No wall can stop them. No defense force can defeat them. And certainly no non-existent monsters from the depths of the earth can save us. There is only Monarch. And if you suspect someone you know of being one of them, please report to your local cleansing facility located in the basements of your local post offices. This is sounding very strange. I don't know who these they keep talking about are. Look, guys, I don't care what Monarch does to me, but you have to go to patreon.com/evacstation. For less than a cost of your team of super fighting mutants to defend the Earth, you can actually support this show. And maybe get these Monarch assholes off our back. Excuse me. Again, that's patreon.com/evacstation. Please hurry.
We have come in peace, and wish not to destroy mankind, simply to make cattle of you all. Don't worry, we prepared milking stations for both the men and the women. We're equal opportunity milkers. We are Aaron Waseskazama, and with me today I've got Rydan Metters. You know, like Rodan? Yeah, there we go. Had to get that squawk in there. It was really hard to get a good name for you. That was the best I had, and I think it worked.
It's alright. I appreciate Rydan. I can dig that.
So welcome to the After Credits Cast, the only show that will milk every single human being. And if you wish to support our strange agenda, go to patreon.com/evacstation. You can also support us by rating us on YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, or Peepa. Positive reviews help get us more views. You can also leave comments down below, as well as on Facebook, Tumblr, and Twitter. And there's an email we need to have people go to. Ryan, what is that email?
That email is kungfu in my Godzilla movie at gmail.com. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Damn it. Sorry. I had something stuck in my throat. That is evacstation at gmail.com.
Matrix Kung Fu. Before we get too deep into today's episode, let's go ahead and start with our favorite subject. It's my favorite. It's a good conversation icebreaker sort of deal. What you watching? Ryan, what have you been watching this past week?
Well, in trying to get used to our new overlords over there at Monarch, and on the I'm sorry, I just got off work and have suddenly lost all my words. On the recommendation of my girlfriend Allegra, who I may or may not be positive is a Monarch plant at this point, I have actually started watching a show called Venture Brothers. Have you heard of it?
I've heard of it. I've seen an episode or two. I've never gotten into the whole series. Not because I didn't like those episodes, just I've never had time to watch the whole thing.
It's very good. It's actually a lot of fun. It's in the same vein as Archer. I would say Venture Bros is to Archer like Adventure Time is to Steven Universe. That's a really weird analogy to make. But it's in the same vein, but where Archer is a little more straightforward in getting to like its storyline. Venture Bros, you kind of have to stick with it and kind of muddle through the first season so they can really lay the groundwork. But then they start like actually telling really, really cool kick-ass stories. And they have the greatest super villain of all time, the Monarch.
I remember him. I like that guy. He's great.
He is fucking hilarious. I'm almost caught up. Me and Allegra are actually going to be watching the 7th season long distance so that we can catch up, because season 8 is supposed to start airing in the summer, possibly. So that'll be fun. But yeah, no, we're having a lot of fun with that. It's funny ass. It's great humor. It's a great twist on the silly ass superhero and supervillain game, and it's very funny. So I highly recommend it. If you have give it a season. Give it a season. Just watch the whole season, and you'll really be hooked.
Gotcha. Well, first off, Ryan, let me tell you that I have actually been, I hired a PI to tail Allegra, just because I wanted to see if she was actually Monarch, affiliated or not. And the good news is...
Oh, really?
The good news is she is clean, not a Monarch employee.
Oh, thank God.
The bad news is she might be in league with the mole people.
No! She's from the South! Why didn't I see it coming?
I'm still trying to vet out some sources on that one, but let's just say that could be better or worse. I don't know if the mole people are better or worse. We're going to look into that a bit more.
Yeah, more fucking research will have to be done.
No one can escape from the fortress of the moles. That's my best Hans Moleman impression. I know it's terrible. Anyway, my week this week, haven't been watching too much. I've actually been doing a lot of job applications, but what I did manage to do was get caught up on the latest season of Bob's Burgers. And I think it was back when we were doing the Marvel season, actually, when I brought up Bob's Burgers the first time, how I started to get into it. So here I am now in the latest season, and I just watched probably my favorite episode last night when we were eating dinner. So I'm going to talk about it now. Luis becomes the principal of the school for a day. And it is just such a... I love Louise so much. She is like...
Louise is such a great character. She's
a child I want to have, but also know that if I had that child, I will be pulling my hair out day after day.
Oh, no. Like Louise is the child I love hearing about, but if I actually had to parent Louise, I would probably just throw myself off the bridge.
But I kind of respect that character a lot, though, because, like, she carries herself so well, and, like, just there's so many good stories around her character, like... it's...
Oh yeah, like she's such a great character, and when she grows up, she will want for nothing, because if the world ends, she'll eat people to survive, and I'll be proud of her because that's my baby girl. But goddamn, that's gonna take a lot.
I feel like of all the Bob's Burgers characters, when these kids grow up, she will be the one who actually succeeds and gets somewhere in life. I think the other kids are gonna like struggle like their parents did, but I think Louise is going to be the wild card that's going to pull it off, and I hope to God there's like the finale where we see their future, we actually can confirm that she did something with her life, because she's just so talented and cool, and I just really want to see where that goes to.
She has such a force of personality. Like there will be nothing that will stop Louise as soon as she grows up.
Absolutely not. And then, that's about all from my week on that front. I think I caught up on a couple other shows. Like, I started watching the new season of Simpsons, just kind of here or there, not really watching it hardcore. But I did see two advertisements I want to get over with real quick, because these were both interesting and relevant to me. One, I saw an advertisement for tonight's episode of The Flash. I have not caught it for me, but it shows King Shark fighting girls. And I'm like, oh, dicks, I need to get caught up to see this moment. This sounds great.
Man, like, I have to be honest, I haven't seen any of this season. And it's really, it makes me sad because this is the season where Barry and Iris get to be parents unexpectedly, because their daughter, who's also a speedster, fucking broke the one rule and went back in time to change the timeline, so they have to like actually deal with their kid way before they actually have a kid, and it all shapes up to be a really, really good season. I just haven't taken the time to start watching it.
No, I hear you. I'm a season or two behind, actually, so I'm hoping to get on that soon. I think worst case, I'll start over from the beginning and have Amanda watch it with me, because I don't think she's seen it at all, but I'm not going to force that on her.
Yeah, I might wait till Allegra actually moves here to pitch that idea.
Yeah.
Because she likes DC, so...
Oh, yeah. And Flash is, like, one of the best parts of DC. I know I'm being biased, but come on.
Yeah, no, Flash is really good.
He's fun.
Like the WB, the CW's Flash, wow, I almost called it the WB. That's how old I am. Shit. No, but the CW's Flash is really well done. It's one of their best properties, and I'm glad they haven't fucked it up too hard.
Mm-hmm. And then this past week, I know that we're going to be timing ourselves a little bit, but, you know, bear with us, everybody. They had a new Direct from Nintendo, Generation 8 Direct, and, man, I'm excited for the new generation of Pokemon. It looks... Yep. I already know what my starter is probably going to be. Yeah? If the starter's final evolutions and the Monkey, I'll probably go the Rabbit, but if the final form of that monkey is a gorilla, I'm totally going Monkey. Dude, I've got so many fucking gorilla names I've been waiting for this day on. I have no idea yet.
Are you gonna name him Grodd just for the fuck of it? Watch it'll be an actual fire psychic.
They have not had a gorilla Pokemon in 7 generations of Pokemon. They're
Grodd,
for it.
He's here!
They've gotten some that are similar, but... Yeah.
Really?
They've had...
I mean, I know they have, like,
they've had monkeys and they've had other kind of things like it, but they've never had a full-on gorilla, and that's always disappointed me.
Would he count as a chimpanzee?
Yeah, so I'm excited for that. That'll be playing that. Ryan, have you seen the stars yet? Have you made up your mind which one you want to pick?
I have not seen the starters. I don't really plan on buying it. I enjoy hearing about the Pokemon about the Pokemon world. Is this not a
group of people who are into Pokemon? I'm a
people who are really into Pokemon, and I'm no longer around that group of people. So I just kind of said, man. I need at least like one more, like at least one or two more people that are like hardcore into it. That'll be like, yeah, no, Ryan, you gotta get it so that we can all play together, and then we can all da 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 da. And then I'll be like, fuck. All right, I guess I'm getting something.
Man, where's David when I need him? Anyway, let's get on to today's episode. Welcome back to the Kingdom of, where we're going to be going through all the latest entries in the Godzilla canon. This week we'll be actually talking about, we're actually taking a step back to 2004's Godzilla Final Wars. Directed by Ryuhei Kitamura, it went on to make a cumulative worldwide gross of only $9,167,000, which is actually about half of what the film cost, but it was like a limited run, so I imagine merchandise and DVD sales maybe made up for it.
Hopefully, I suppose.
While we American dogs won't know who all these actors are, we have a massive cast to talk about here, including, I'm going to probably butcher a name or two here, even though I took Japanese. We'll find out. Kazuki Kitamura, Maki Mizuno, Don Fry, that's not Japanese, by the way, Rie Kikukawa, and Masahiro, yeah, that's it, Masahiro Matsuoka. I had to redo Masahiro because I'm like, wait a minute, is it Sakurai? No, not that Masahiro.
Matsuoka. Yeah.
Yep. And while nominated for a few awards, this film actually didn't win anything. So we're gonna jump over before we get to this wacky film. We're gonna jump over to the fun facts science corner with Ryan.
Oh boy, and the most fun is that I didn't read these facts. Anyway, all right, coming up. As a treat to die-hard Godzilla fans, Zilla, the monster that from the much-maligned 1998 American Godzilla film, appears in this film and battles the Japanese Godzilla, getting beaten easily in one of the series' shortest battles. the former American Godzilla is one of the former American Godzilla is called Zilla in this film because, according to former series producer and head of Toho Shogo Tokiyama, the 1998 movie took the god out of Godzilla, through its portrayal of the monster. Now, since the release of the film, Zilla has appeared in other media licensed by Toho. Wow, Tokyo. Wow. Including comic series and a mobile game, and is now considered to be an honorary member of Toho's roster of kaiju, which is really nice because as a kid, I actually really liked that design. Anywho, for the second fact, ever since playing Godzilla in Godzilla 2000, which ironically came out in 1999. The suits...
It was the Y2K. It fucked everything up.
Yeah, that's what happened. The suits that stuntman Tsutomu Kitagawa wore weighed 100 kilograms, and he compared it to dragging a tire and giving a piggyback ride to a fat man while walking. For this film, however, director Ryuhei Kitamura required greater flexibility out of Godzilla. Thus, the new, slimmed-down Godzilla suit only weighs 30 kilograms. Kitagawa compared wearing the new suit to dragging something light with a child on his back, which is nice.
That's good.
Yeah. I noticed that there was a good amount of movement in this one, which was really good to see. Which was really cool to see.
Mm-hmm.
Last but not least, this is the last film in the third Godzilla movie series, the Millennium series, quote-unquote, which started in 1999 with Godzilla 2000, ironically, again, 1999. Now, Toho widely reported that this would be the last Godzilla film for at least a decade because of the weak box office performances of the previous two films. This proved to be true, as the next Godzilla film was the American-made Godzilla that came out in 2014, which released 10 years after this film. With the next Toho-produced Godzilla film coming 2 years later in Shin Godzilla 2016. We'll be talking about that next week.
I'm actually pretty excited about that. That'll be fun.
That one's gonna be fun.
All right. We'll get some initial thoughts out of the way real quick. Since you had a pretty long fun facts there, I'll go first. This is pretty fun for me. I understand it was absolute nonsense the whole way through, though. I exaggerated a bit on the dumbness of Colin last week, and this film takes dumb action film to another level. Like, another level of dumb. But again, I had fun with it.
Man. So I have a feeling that this really was a joy to like old school Godzilla fans. I am not one of those fans. I was not amazingly thrilled with this movie. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, Aaron. I kind of fell asleep during this movie because it's just. It's weird. We're going to get to it after you do the synopsis, but in a nutshell, there was too much human involvement in this movie. I would have much rather just seen Godzilla fuck around with people as opposed to an American with a really big-ass mustache and a silver katana fighting leather-clad people. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but it's fine.
I don't know. I was cool with Stalin and his katana. That was cool. Are you ready for a synopsis, Ryan?
I am ready. Let's go.
All right. Before we begin, I want to clear something up with our sponsor, Monarch. But when I went to the agent and he looked up the script, he just gave me a dirty look, spit in my face, and handed this paper back to me. Said to sound like the ravings of a madman. So, I don't think there's any censorship this week, so here we go.
Hey! At least they don't believe us. Fuck it.
Yep, I wouldn't believe this either, if I'm being honest. Our film begins in 1954, where the first Godzilla shows up. And is trapped in the ice by Japanese military in Antarctica. We then get some much-needed exposition explaining years have gone by. Japan set up an Earth Defense Force to handle the natural disasters and the monsters that appear throughout the years. They even have a mutant division. They recruited for the biggest threats, and they kind of fight like those people from the Matrix in the style of the Power Rangers. They're kind of fun. They're a little fun. The film's token white guy, Douglas Gordon, wrecks the new EDF ship battling a dragon CGI monster, and gets suspended until the world is in danger once again. Our film more closely follows the events surrounding Shinichi Ozaki, who guards a biologist, Miyuki, to study a mummified monster. They are somehow teleported to a strange island to talk to two fairies who tell them that this monster they're studying is called a Gigan. Or Gigan. I can't remember how they pronounce it in the movie.
I think it's Gigan. I think
that's right, yeah. Which was defeated by Mothra centuries ago. They warn a plot is going to happen soon, and Ozaki will have no choice but to make a choice. Oh wait, no, he'll have a choice to make. I guess that's sort of same thing. Sure enough, a plot happens when aliens invade called the Zillions. That's totally not gonna sound obvious. They use their technology to summon monsters from previous Godzilla films to attack Earth, but come pretending to be saviors. Though their deception is quickly revealed through the combination of DNA and a dog, with a peaceful takeover out of the question, the Zillion leader is usurped by a boy band and his underlings, who are a combination of Albert Wesker and the Matrix agents and a little bit of X-Men. Kind of a nice little blend, like a cocktail.
Now X-Men, I get it.
I see what you did there, yeah. Now led by the self-titled controller of Planet X, which, come on, could you just give yourself a real name? He states their mission is to take over Earth and use humans as food, as a food source. He uses mental powers to make the other mutants of the Defense Force bend to his will, and then he unleashes monsters back onto the world to subjugate the human race. I have some problems with this plan. We'll get back to that. Ozaki, with the help of Miyuki and Captain Gordon, returned to Antarctica to release Godzilla, who is still a little mad about the whole imprisoning thing. I mean, I'd be too. What did Godzilla really do, even? He takes his anger out on a Gigan, before giving chase to our heroes on a world tour to fight the other monsters, including Reptar, Gigasonic, Sauron, Mutant Furby, Mr. Pinchy, and many more. This eventually gets back to Tokyo, where they fight the Zillions. The controller unleashes his ultimate secret weapon, Monster X. Because of course he calls it that. Alongside another Gigan. Mothra joins the fight to aid Godzilla, and the overgrown meme defeats the cyborg dinosaur once and for all. On the mothership, Ozaki is revealed to be half human and half mutant, which is why he could resist the control of the controller, among other reasons. Fighting happens among the human cast while the humans defeat and escape the controller's self-destruct sequence. Monster X digivolves to his final form, the dreaded King Ghidorah. Godzilla struggles to defeat his old-time foe, but manages to remove the Hydra's heads with relative ease. And they said they'd come back twice as much. He then sets sights on revenging the humans. A human kaiju Mexican standoff happens with Godzilla's son, Manila, before the two remaining monsters go back to sea to bring this 50-year franchise to a 10-year hiatus. So Ryan, that's a movie. What'd you think? Actually, wait. Before I get into it, I want to ask my first question, Ryan. How does it feel to come back to a predominantly Japanese film after weeks of not having done those? It's been a year since we started Ghibli Fest.
You know, I feel like there's about a sea's worth of distance between Studio Ghibli and Godzilla Final Wars.
I mean,
so
I would say this is still better than The Cat Returns.
No, I would disagree with you. I would disagree with you because I mean,
I think the difference here, Ryan, is
the cat returns. So okay, so the cat returns is not as well made as the other Studio Ghibli films, but it's still an okay film. It was bad by comparison to the other things that Ghibli put out. This was just a bad film, period. So I would say I would rather watch The Cat Returns, to be quite honest.
I feel like we differ a little bit. I'm not saying this movie is great. I'm not saying this movie is like, on a pedestal or anything. It's just a movie. That's all it is to me. But it's a movie that's like it's like a plate of nachos with a bunch of cheese on it, man. It's a cheesy movie that's like a bunch of filler. It's crunchy. It's a big plate though. Probably shouldn't have been as big as it was. Let's be real here. But it was still a tasty plated cheese. Could you have gotten better cheese? Sure, maybe. Could you have gotten a healthier meal? Oh, absolutely. But it was a cheesy little meal, and I had fun with it. That's how I want to put it.
See, this is where I think it differs, because you grew up on monster movies. Like this is your bread and butter. If you watch this, it automatically takes you way back. It's not amazingly dumb, but it speaks to a younger you, and you just have fun with it. I'm the exact same way when I think of 90s action films. Keep an eye out for the Nick Cage series that we'll do. Hopefully, keep your fingers crossed and bug Aaron.
That'll be a good time.
But yeah, no, I'm the exact same way when I see like 90s action with a bunch of like gunplay and just John Woo and fucking white doves everywhere. It's just fun. It's shittily made, but it's a lot of fun because it speaks to my childhood. So I think that's where I think that's where you and I differ, because I didn't grow up with this. I can only look at it now as opposed to how child me would have seen it, and so I don't have as much good feeling for it as you.
And that's absolutely fair. I would say this to me. What's funny is when I was a kid, I didn't watch a lot of monster movies. I watched a few, sure. Jurassic Park was my bread and butter as a kid. And I was 4 years old when it came out, so I mean, it just tells you how fucked up I am. But but what actually really like kicked the nostalgia button for me, it reminded me of all those old fucking Power Rangers like episodes where they fight the big monsters and shit because of all the fucking rubber costumes.
You know what? You're absolutely right. And
I don't know what it was about that, but it just clicked with me. I'm like, man, this just reminds me of Rita Repulsa's bullshit. This is fun. And even fucking Controller was like kind of like a weird boy band Rita Repulsa. And I'm like, okay, I can dig this. This is all right. I will say, it's a little dumb at times, though, for sure. Especially like when you have a fucking motorcycle chase in the middle of your goddamn monster movie.
Oh man, come on, dude. Come on, man. What are we doing?
It was cool, sure, but like, man, why are you guys getting so distracted with a motorcycle chase when Godzilla should be like right around the corner? Come on now.
Because apparently there was a need for mutant humans who were super strong to be featured in this movie, despite the fact that none of them could stand toe-to-toe with fucking Godzilla. So what the fuck are they here for? This big-ass mutant force that we've got training, all they do is sit at a console in a ship and they shoot at Godzilla. That's it. Everything else, like, they're really good for fighting against humans and maybe possibly taking out a low-level monster with, like, apparently Gatling guns that could blow monsters up.
They could probably take on a skull crawler.
Yeah, they could take on a skull crawler. Sure. Okay, I'll give you that. But aside from that, what the fuck? Why? Why are they there? You know what? Honestly, when we got the bit of information that, you know, the same DNA and technology, the DNA base M, was present in Gigan, the same like mutants, I was calling it that the main mutant was going to be able to like grow into a monster and like fight on behalf of
That
humanity.
would have been really cool, like a Attack on Titan.
That would have been very cool, but no, we had him fighting a fucking boy band character. Jesus.
Yeah. No, I definitely think an Attack on Titan approach would
no.
have been really cool. Has there been an Attack on Titan crossover with this stuff yet? I feel like that's like a must-have at this point, right?
I would think so. I mean,
they're both Japanese companies. I mean, I feel like you could just walk over to, is it Shonen Jump? I don't think it is, but you could have like the Toho guys go over to Shonen Jump and be like, hey man, I see you got that Attack on Titan there. It looks pretty damn sexy. What if I put it up against my Godzilla monster? And the Shonen Jump guy's like, you know, why not? And they just do it, man. And then One Piece is in the background for whatever reason. But whatever. It's just cool shit happening. I'd be down for that. Q, the one fan, is going to call me out for saying it's not actually Shonen Jump. I don't think it is, but I don't remember who it is. I actually fell out of Attack on Titan pretty quick.
Attack on Titan's like really good. It shifts story like 2 or 3 times, but all the stories that it shifts to are also really good. So...
I don't know. I fell out after maybe the third reveal of, oh, you're also a Titan guy. It's like, oh, we have more of these guys? How many more are we going to get?
You gotta stick with it because there's a reason why there are so many Titans on this island. There's a reason. You
I'm sure.
It's actually really good. It's actually really. I
was reading the manga long before the anime showed that shit, and I'm like, man, this is never gonna end, is it?
It's actually. I think it's fairly close to the end. I think I'm like 3 or so episodes behind. But yeah, no, they've been ramping up for a good amount. They did a time skip and everything.
I might jump back into that. Speaking of jumping back into things,
it's good stuff.
Let's get back to this.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we already discussed, this movie jumping the shark a bit with the mutants, the aliens. What was up with the fairy twins, man? Like, what was up with that?
I have literally no fucking
Like, those popped up out of nowhere, and I'm like, they popped up, and I'm like, what the fuck are these guys here for? Is this new? What is this?
They were Mothra's fairy ambassadors? I don't fucking know, man.
But, like, just, why? Just have a cult. Just have some weird cult guy be, like, in a hood and say, Mothra is God. He will come for you in the final act. Later, bro.
Yeah, dude, I
would have had more respect for that.
I don't know, man. I couldn't tell you. I honestly could not tell you what the fucking deal was with the twin fairies.
Well, okay. So there's a lot of monster fights in this movie, Ryan. A good fair bit. From like all of the Godzilla canon, you don't see every monster he's fought, but you see a fair bit. So I think some of them are actually some of the more popular ones too, from back in his like first era of movies. So my question to you, Ryan, is what monster were you most excited to see in action aside from Godzilla, and which absolutely disappointed?
Damn, you know what? Okay, so I'll say I will change my answer for the most exciting, because I wasn't expecting King Ghidorah to show up, but him showing up at the very end was real cool. It was real cool. I didn't see it, and that last fight was actually pretty damn boss. So I won't Granted, the physics of him picking up Godzilla with his lightning breath is fucking beyond me, but I had fun with him showing up. I had fun with watching Godzilla rip his heads off, which was really cool. The one that was most disappointing was my first pick for the one that I was most excited to see, and that's because it's the American Godzilla. Because when I saw him in the movie, I was like, yes! Alright! He looks really cool! I fucking remember that shit! It's really good. And then he got kind of awful stomped, man. Wasn't even a contest.
I'll say going into it, I was excited for that one because I knew it was going to be short, but I'm like, you know what? I kind of want to see the context for it, and I was kind of happy with it. But I do agree that I think the Ghidorah fight is really good. I knew he was going to be in it, but I didn't know where, because I remember when I put up the thumbnail for this video, You actually have you actually see him in like the trailer, not trailer, the poster for this movie. And so I'm sitting here this whole movie thinking, okay, when's he gonna show up? When's he gonna show up? And I think by like the halfway point when the motorcycle started happening, I just forgot he was gonna be in it. And then he showed up at the end. I'm like, oh fuck, there he is.
Yeah, that's one of the things. Like, a good movie will surprise you with the shit that you know is coming. Like, and it's hard to pull that off. But if you can, it actually makes for a really, really good reveal. So the fact that it was able to do that for you was really good, and it speaks to a good level of filmmaking there. But yeah,
Absolutely.
no, I think Ghidorah was really the creme de la creme, and they saved the best for last there. It's really cool.
And then for my most disappointing, I'm gonna say was maybe the mutant Furby monster when he during that 3-way monster fight. The weird, I don't know what it is, man. I don't know what that monster is, but like it's just such a weird looking Furby mutant thing. I'm like, no, you shouldn't be fighting this Godzilla. Where's the giant mantis? He was cool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But you're right. Now that I think about it, you're right. It does harken to all the fucking the Power Ranger Megazord fights. Why the fuck didn't they just have the mutant team have fucking Megazord? I'm sorry.
That might be a copyright issue. I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably. It would have gotten too Sentai at that point, I think.
Dude, Godzilla vs. Power Rangers would be pretty sick, though. I'd be down.
Oh, that would be redonkulous. Yes, 100%. Hey, guys. Fucking Toho and Bandai, get on that shit. Let's do it.
Pay us money and we'll help you out. We got it down.
Hey, I can wear a fucking monster suit. Shit, let's go.
I can direct 5 idiots in pajamas to go fight a big dude in his suit. We get Bryan Cranston back to play Zordon. That'd be great.
Oh my god. So he should play Zordon and also the human that saw Godzilla coming. Can we just double bill? Please.
Yes, let's do it all.
Can Bryan Cranston just be all the humans in the movie? Is that cool? Can we do that?
Oh man, that'd be like fucking Eddie Murphy in Professor Nutty Professor, but we have Bryan Cranston instead.
100%. I'm down for it.
He's a good enough actor. I think he could pull it off.
Oh yeah, I have no doubt.
All right, Ryan. This is the first time. Is this the first time you've seen Godzilla in full like rubber suit, or have you seen like any rubber suit Godzilla before?
This is the first full old school Godzilla movie that I've seen. I've seen the clips, I've seen references to like old school Godzilla. I know the roots where it comes from, but I haven't sat down and actually watched one of the old school Godzilla movies ever.
That's fair.
So yeah,
That's
this is my first bit.
Which
It kind of already spilled out that I wasn't gonna dig it because I feel like this was like a greatest hits film for all of the old school Godzilla movies. So like me as a neophyte to like the old school Godzilla stuff, I kind of it was already primed for me not to dig it because it was speaking to like established fans at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you. I'll say as much. I don't oppose Rubber Suit. I think that it definitely is good for this style of film.
Yeah.
I think that the CGI Legendary picture is better for what they're trying to do, but this suit works fine, actually very well for this. I think it's practical versus CGI, and I think it really does depend on the tone of movie you're going for. Because if you compare this to what's the one we saw, Shin Godzilla, or even the Legendary Godzilla, both those use CGI a bit more or a lot more, and they tell a very different kind of Godzilla story.
Yes.
And here, I think it would have been very impractical to do it any other way. I think the way they did it is very fine. I would almost be interested to see how they would do like a hybrid of the two. Like if they could do like a Jurassic Park style like mash of CGI, animatronics, and maybe rubber suits if they need to, and just see how that turns out. I don't know if it's doable, but I'd be interested in seeing if they could do it.
I wonder if half of the fucking like $18 million budget actually went towards the CGI American Godzilla, because I feel like that's the only one they couldn't get away with a rubber suit.
Maybe.
like that one was straight up CGI rendered, and I was like, yeah, American Godzilla, that's really cool. But yeah, there was no guy. CGI. There was no guy walking around like American Godzilla. There was no dude like that. So
well, the outfit, but yeah, there was going to be an actual like suit. So yeah, I know what you mean. Okay, so there's a point in the movie that I thought was really bad, and I know you are going to agree with me too. What the fuck was up with that dog? You have DNA evidence. You have enough evidence to show that that guy ain't real. Why are we going on this long rant about a dog? Why is the thing?
Because normal people aren't going to be pulled by DNA evidence. They're going to want to see something like something tangible, something that like hits to home. This motherfucker didn't recognize his dog. Every normal person will be like, that motherfucker's not human. Every pet owner can pick out their pet in a group of similar looking pets, like, in 3 seconds. This dude couldn't figure out that wasn't his dog? Nah, he's
But,
dead.
like, you have the DNA evidence to prove it. Just shoot him and he'll turn to his alien form. It's like, oh, hey, it's really not him after all.
I also don't think that they knew about the whole reverting to alien
Probably
form thing
not.
until in the middle of it, because it was only during the actual, like, broadcast that the mutants and fucking Colonel Stalin actually got into that fight and showed, hey, if you shoot them, they revert. So they're like, fuck it, we're going to shoot them on live TV. Let's do this. Jerry Springer can kiss my ass. I'm killing aliens on live TV.
Man, that's such a weird scene there. Okay. So, did this movie throw you off when there are characters who spoke English in your Japanese movie?
Yeah.
Like, I want to know how...
Not... not as much as next week's movie. Damn it.
Fair enough. We'll get into that next week. But no, I want to actually call out to...
I'm sorry, but yeah, no.
I want to call it to fans real quick, though, because I know there's non-English speakers out there who listen to English movies and will sometimes break into a French line or Spanish line or something in the movie. What's it like seeing your movie... what's it like seeing a movie that's not from your language and then your language pops up in it? I'm just very curious what everyone's thoughts are on that one. That's just a really interesting topic to me. I don't know why, but I latched onto it pretty quick.
Yeah, no. I mean, hey, we are, like, we at evacstation are highbrow enough to have linguistic conversations. If you want to bring up a linguistic point, please comment below. We'll be sure to respond to you. Get into a good, intelligent conversation.
So I want to just talk about my experience with this movie real quick, because I have a unique experience, Ryan. So I watched it in two places. The first was I watched the first hour on a DVD I rented from a local place, because we were out at the store, and I'm like, they have it here. Let's go ahead and just rent it for $1 or $2, and I'll just watch it that way. And the first hour was perfectly fine, but then it started skipping a bunch. And I looked at it, and the disc seemed fine, but I guess there was like a scratch on it or something, making it so I couldn't watch it without it skipping like 2 or 3 scenes at a time. So I had to switch over to the link I sent you for like the streamed version. And what's funny is, on the DVD, I could have it set to English audio or Japanese audio. I had Japanese after a few minutes because the dubbed voices were really weird. So I had Japanese on. The guy who spoke English, like the Stalin, he still spoke English, which I'm like, okay, that's fine. I can live with that. And you had subtitles for everything except the English line, which was fucking weird. Like, why are you not having everything subtitled? Like every other movie does, but whatever. So that's fine. So I turned over to the streamed version, and not only were the subtitles not quite working, well, so the subtitles worked for the Japanese guy still, but now the guy who spoke English is only speaking Japanese, and it's dubbed over him. Not only that, though...
Wait!
Not only that, but there are no subtitles for his Japanese, so I have no idea what the fuck he's saying anymore.
Wait! What?
So the second half of the movie, Colonel Stalin, I have no idea what he's talking about ever again.
Oh my god! You didn't miss much, man. You didn't miss much.
I know, but like he had a cool badass line with that said, because it sounds like it might have been cool.
It really wasn't. I'm still scratching my fucking head over how he ended up with the TV anchor, but that will be beyond me. Sure, fucking one.
That was just a fun, weird experience I had. I had Shin Godzilla rented too, but I didn't watch that because I looked at the disc after seeing this one messed up, and that one looked way worse. I'm like, yep, I'm gonna stream that one too because fuck this movie store.
Ooh, no. Oh, boo hiss.
Lesson here, kids, is if you're gonna get a new movie for a rental store, you're probably fine. If you're getting one that's been around for 10, 20 years, might wanna reconsider streaming that thing. Anyway, back on to...
You can just pirate it like every... I mean, excuse me. Sorry. Please, go ahead. What's the next question?
Mutants here. Anyway,
I'm sad, yeah.
Does this...
Who would pirate? No, of course not. It's legal.
Ryan, do you feel like this film is an adequate celebration of 50 years of Godzilla films? And does this make you want to go back and see any of the other Toho films?
Do I think it's an adequate celebration of 50 years? Yes, because I feel like it played all the greatest hits, and that's the shit you want to see. Does it make me want to go back and watch more of the films? Absolutely fucking not. I would... It would, nah. You know what? It doesn't really inspire me to go back and look at the rest of the stuff. And it makes sense because, you know, like, a greatest hits doesn't really inspire you to go look at every single album that came out. A greatest hits is marketed towards the people that have been with you for the past 50 years. And they're like, you remember this guy? You remember this guy? Godzilla's going to fight all of these dudes in rapid succession because it's a lot of fun. And then you're going to get to see this guy fight the leader of a boy band while Godzilla fights Ghidorah. And that's going to be great. And it's going to be a great time for people who are fans of the series. But for newcomers, it's not for us. It's not for us, and that's okay. You know, like, not everything isn't for everybody. So I definitely feel like this movie was definitely marketed towards the people who have been watching Godzilla for the longest time. It's definitely y'all's movie. And I think as cheesily as it was done, I think it really spoke to the spirit of the movies, in which case, like, if you had a great time with it, then it makes a lot of sense, because it was written to evoke that.
I've seen a lot of lists ranking these movies, and Godzilla Final Wars, I've seen it up in the middle of the pack, and I've seen it near the top of the pack. I've very rarely seen it near the bottom, so that is a testament to something, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
I'm going to skip my next question and go straight to the last one here, because I'm actually very curious on this one. Ryan, the controller's plan was to take over the world and use the humans as food. However, his plan involved using giant monsters to destroy the world of these humans. How's he going to get any food out of this bullshit?
My guess is that he wanted to wreck the world so that the humans would have no choice but to go to the aliens. Like, the only habitable places on Earth would be alien-controlled, and they would use them as a food source. That's literally the only thing I could see coming.
But, see, he doesn't have really that good a control of the monsters. Like, yeah, he can
summon them.
He can conjure them out like Pokemon, but, like, you cannot fight to eat the healer. You're gonna lose all your food that way. Like, his boss, the bald guy...
Hey, you know what? The
bald guy knew what he was talking about. He was like, let's rule these people through peace. He's right, because then you could just steal them as, like, cattle instead of trying to gum up and not try to peel them off the bottoms of Godzilla's feet.
You know what? Nobody said the boy band leader was smart. He has a 20 in charisma, not intelligence. He didn't think it all the way through. Of course not.
So I kind of want to recut this movie now to have it so the boy band literally only speaks, and whenever they speak, they have like actual like NSYNC or Backstreet Boys music playing for their dialogue.
I would love that, dude. Like, I'm sure you could get kickstarted for that.
Maybe. There's a lot of copyrighty bullshit going on there, but maybe I'll do what Eric Foreman did after Black Klansman. He did you hear that he like edited like the Hobbit movies down into one movie?
What?
Yeah, he said that the role of playing the Grand Mage or whatever of the clan stressed him out so much that he needed to relax, and the way he did it was by supercutting all 3 Hobbit movies into one film.
Oh my god, Topher fucking Grace. Yo.
I read that the other day, and I'm like, man, that is so cool. I wish I had time to do that shit.
I mean, shit. That was an Oscar-winning film. You know he made money off that shit. So yeah.
All right. Well, that is it for the discussion, I believe. Unless Ryan has anything you wanted to add to it.
No.
All right, we'll take a quick second here to remind you all of the mailbag. You can go to Facebook, Tumblr, or Twitter to leave comments down below. You can also leave comments on the actual video itself if you're on YouTube. I believe Patreon you can leave comments as well. And I'm sure you can reach out to us on other platforms as well. But if not, there's links down below for our social media platforms and our email. Ryan, what is that email?
That is Japanese Kung Fu bye at gmail. I'm sorry. Sorry. Excuse me. That's actually evacstation at gmail.com.
Oops, did it again.
God damn it, Dad! You can't be funnier than me when I do the bit. Shit, come on, man.
It's follow up. I'm rolling with you. It's a yes and. It's yes and.
I love it.
I'm gonna do a quick round of monster triv.
Oh god.
Cue the music. So Ryan, I have the names of all the monsters that appeared in Final Wars. You will know some of them, obviously. Some of them you might not.
No, a couple.
So I'm going to give you a vague description, and you just tell me what monster name that you think it is.
Alright.
Alright, here we go. Number 1 is the title character.
I'm gonna guess that that's Godzilla.
You are correct. It is certainly not Final War. Next one.
Code name Final War.
I rolled credits so hard on that one. Like when
the credits rolled so hard it punched me in the face. That's how hard it rolled.
Well, what's funny is he was delivering that line. He's like, "This is gonna be Operation," and I got queued up. I'm like, "I'm gonna say it," and then he's like, "Final Wars." And I shouted it out at the top of my lungs, "Roll credits!
Roll credits!"
Amanda gave me such a dirty look. Anyway, number 2, Ryan, the cyborg dinosaur.
That's Gigan.
That is correct. That's correct.
Yeah, that makes sense. Cyborg dinosaur, yeah.
You got a couple easy ones to start with here. Your next one is giant moth.
That might be Rodan. No, I think it's Mothra. Sorry.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. All right, here we go. We're going to get some different ones here. The 1998 Abomination.
Oh, that was the chosen one! I'm going to guess the American Godzilla, a.k.a. Zilla.
That's correct. That's correct. What next one is? The 1967 Abomination.
I have no idea. Oh, what the fuck is that?
That would be Manila.
Manila?
Yeah, the little baby Godzilla.
Oh, the baby.
Yep.
Godzilla. Okay.
Actually, what's funny is when I was reading this, apparently like 3 or 4 of these guys first appeared in Baby Godzilla's first movie, which is hilarious. Next up.
Yeah, no, I remember seeing Baby Godzilla. I just didn't know his name, but I've seen him in like clips of other ones. I knew Godzilla had a son.
Yep, it's like a kind of.
He like instead of breathing like atomic flame breath, he breathes like a ring.
Yep. That
like goes around things and then destroys them, right?
I think so. I don't follow Manila quite so much because, well, it's a little weird. Next up, the pterosaur.
That's Rodan. That's Rodan.
That's correct. Next, I've got Gigasonic.
Yes. Man, I don't even know what the fuck. I feel like they said them in the movie, and I was just asleep. I mean, I just did not pay attention, so it's like I have no idea who
that would be the spiky dinosaur known as I'm going to mispronounce this. Angurius, I believe is what his name was.
Angrius?
Anguirus. Anguirus, I believe, or Angurus.
Anguirus?
Anguirus? Maybe. That's not.
Is he very angry?
You know what, Toho? Can we just level for a minute here? Fucking name your monsters better names. This name is terrible. Like, you can't market this name. Okay. Rodon, you can mark it. Mothra, you can mark it. Anguirus? I mean, it sounds like a car name. Come on now. Not even a good car. Like the Homer.
The new Chevy Anguirus.
Okay, it does actually sound like a car name. Fuck.
Yeah.
Alright, Ryan, what is the name of Big Evil Furby?
Fuck, it wasn't Furby? I thought it was just a play on Furby.
Nope.
Was it not? Oh, man, I have no clue.
For some reason, he's called King Caesar.
Wait, no, pause. I'm sorry. Can you explain the etymology of naming this fucking thing King Caesar? What connection does it have to King Caesar?
Well, I think it's very obvious, Ryan. He is the king of his dominion, so that's the king part. And then Caesar is that he likes Caesar salad.
Get the fuck out! Like you're done. You're done with this podcast. I'm sorry. Like Mothra guys, like fucking Monarch guys. Can you please,
gentlemen, please. I've got a couple more here. Ryan, I got a double whammy for you here. Do you know the names of either the big mantis or the big spider?
No, no, I don't.
Well, if you know any Japanese, you might have a chance at these. The big mantis is Kamakurus, and the big spider is Kumonga.
Kumonga?
Yep, well, I believe Kama is related to mantis. I believe it's either the word for mantis or like an alternate word for cut. And Kumo is Japanese for spider. I know that one, so.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Okay.
And I'm gonna guess.
It's like naming something Gigantosaurus or something.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
Next up, I've got Mr. Pinchy.
Is this the monster that the mutant team boy band actually fought at first?
I believe so. The giant lobster thing?
Fuck, I don't think they said the name before.
They might have once, but it was like really quick. That one is Ebirah.
Ebirah?
Yep.
Ebirah? Oh, Jesus.
All right.
What are these names?
I don't know, man. Next one is the giant Grimer monster.
Shit, was I asleep during this? I mean,
this monster.
What?
I'm not gonna lie. I had to look up where this monster was in the movie because I couldn't remember. He's barely in it, so if you don't get this one, I'm not gonna shame you on it.
I have zero idea.
That would be Hedorah.
Sure, fucking why not? Why not?
I got two more for you, Ryan. I think you can get these both. What's the name of the final boss?
That's the X-Men. I mean, that's Monster X. Yeah.
And what's the final boss's final form?
Like, this isn't even my final form. This is King Ghidorah, the Ringer, the Ringer that stepped in and saved the final act of the movie.
I would have also accepted Frieza, but yes, that is correct.
You mean Form 3 Frieza, where he's all super buff and shit,
Gold
right?
Frieza, yep.
Gotcha.
Can you believe Frieza's got 4 fucking forms? What the fuck's up with that? Anyway. We're going to go ahead and close out the movie here. We actually didn't do this for the last 2 episodes, Ryan, so we'll have to re-record those or just fucking make up as we go. We get to review the movie with the gold, silver, platinum rankings and shit.
Oh god, are we ranking these fucking things?
Yeah, why not? Why not? Ryan, what would you rank this on our weird scale of colors?
Oh my god! Shit. Okay. Fuck. All right.
I know where I'm going to put it. I'm going to put it. You want me to throw it out there?
I'm mostly trying to compare it to the other movies that I've seen. It's definitely less than. I just don't know if I want to make it below bronze or not.
Well, so I'm gonna just jump in here real quick. I'm going to say this is a bronze movie, and I say that because bronze is a movie that is certainly skippable. You can certainly not see if you don't want to. But it's also something I'd say you can rent it if you're a Godzilla fan. You'll probably get more out of it than others, but It's definitely middle of the road. I don't think it's the best Godzilla film, and I certainly don't think it's going to be the worst one I'll see. But it's fun for those who have been with the series for a while, so solid bronze for me. Solid bronze.
Alright, that's fair. I'm gonna go stone. One step below bronze. Because I am not an established Godzilla fan. I think this is definitely marketed towards the people that have definitely seen a lot of Godzilla films, or like they're near and dear to their heart. It's the greatest hits for people who have been with the series in a ride or die fashion. But for people like me who haven't, or who have only seen like the newer shit where it's just all CGI and all big budget shit, this is a bit hard to swallow. And there was far too much boy band dancing. I mean, far too much kung fu action in my Godzilla movie. So I'm gonna give it a bronze.
That's fair. That's fair. I think it's one of those things where we'll see other movies down the road that will be like a big greatest hits kind of thing like this for other franchises, I imagine. And I'm sure they might resonate more with you than me, but we'll get to those down the road at some point.
Yeah. That's a tale for another time.
Indeed. Until then, though, you can always follow us on our social media, email us, like we said earlier. Links are all down below. Next week, we'll be covering the other Japanese Toho film for Godzilla, the latest Toho film, Shin Godzilla. And that'll be an interesting one to talk about. There's a lot going on there.
It's tune in next week, guys. That's all I can say. Tune in next week.
Absolutely.
We'll have a lot to talk about.
And then we get the schedule up here so everyone can stay on track. I know I read this every time, but I want to make sure everyone's on the same page. After Shin Godzilla, you guys will then get to see Godzilla, King of the Monsters, an all-new movie coming out this year. We're going to try to keep up on these new movies as best we can for the ones that at least we want to see. And then after King of the Monsters, you're going to get a solid summer of X-Men. Not the X...
I hope you guys are ready for
Not
that,
the X-Men of this movie, but like actual Marvel's X-Men.
Yeah, no, like the real X-Men. Like fucking Wolverine and Storm and Cyclops and shit. Even though Scott's a bitch. I mean, we'll get there.
Not gonna lie, Ryan, I'm excited because I actually I contacted a few YouTubers who've done various remixes of X-Men. I've got enough to do one remix each episode. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be real good.
Oh shit! Okay.
I don't want to spoil what the different tunes are gonna be, but man, I love some of them. They sound really good. Of course,
guys, Aaron's pulling out the stops for you guys. You guys got to tune in. This is going to be a lot of fun during the summer. You guys are going to have a ball. I'm going to have a ball. He's going to have a ball. So come over here and we'll have some fun with it.
Ah, man, I'm hype for X-Men. Okay, so tune in next week for Godzilla, then followed by more X-Men. And if you want to go back and watch your old stuff, we got Marvel, DC, Studio Ghibli, Shyamalan, and a bunch of other stuff in between. Go check it out. It's all good stuff. And we'll be back next week. Until then, we'll see you after the credits.
Bye.